Hello YouTubers, this is Jason. I'm a student in America, so I like taking photos. The reason why I want to make some videos because I want to practice my oral English and also want to share some cool kits. Like I love photography, I love film cameras, so I want to share some of my understanding and I will teach you some about how to use these old cameras. So let's start it. This is my SX-70 Polaroid cameras. It was built in 1970s, so it's almost about 40 years old. And I really like this camera because it's very compact, easy to bring, and the image quality is nice, and it's a good way for me to break the ice and let me to meet more friends, and then I can give some souvenirs and they will know that, oh, this was taken by Jason, and then they will kind of remember me. So that's kind of things I love to do. So let's start it. First I will teach you how to use this camera. The first thing you do is like you press your fingers on the top and then you pull with your, and then feel here, use your thumb to push a little bit and hear the sound click, then you're done. And then the next step you need to do is like you need to buy a film. So previously they have some Polaroid film, but it was discontinued. A company called Impossible Film has made some packs of film for the SX-70. The one pack cost you about $20 and it has like 8 film. So this is kind of sample, I got it. So it have a black card. When you open the film, do not pour the black card, otherwise you will get exposed. So the first thing you do is kind of, here is a push button that it looks yellow, and you push it, okay, and it will pull down, and there are some rollers here. Sometimes there was chemicals left on these rollers. It may affect your image, so I would strongly recommend you to clean these rollers before you install any films. And then you see here is the batteries, so that's why this kind of package is expensive, because it has battery included. So you just push the film inside and push to the end, and then you just close the lid, and then you will have this like black shields off, and then you're ready to go. So how you like take a photo? So the second thing is like you can see there's a viewfinder, and then you will look at the film. So it's kind of a square formatting, and then you can use these buttons to focus, like from infinity to nearly around, I think, 70 centimeters. And one thing very important to know that because this Impossible Film is like very low ISO, so it's very easy to underexpose. So what you do, you have two options. The first option is that every time you take a photo, you need to make it more brighter. So you see there's a more white than the yellow. The second thing is that you can make this sensor darker. Like you can use your like gray or black pen to make these windows blacker, so so you can cheat the motherboard to think about, oh, it's very dark situations, so I need to get more lights. And for example, like this camera is insane. If I shooting this situation like that, it will give me around maybe 1 or 2 shutter zone. So let's try it. 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's kind of like you have 4-second shutters. So that's why, yes, it's better to have something that you can shoot inside. So I recommended one small flash. It was made by Mint in China, Hong Kong, and it's very tiny, and it takes like 2 batteries. So you can see here. Oh, so you have 2 batteries, 2 AAA batteries, and then you push the batteries, and yeah, the build quality is so-so. I think it's not bad, not wrong, but it just works. And then they have like 3 buttons. in the middle models, it's used for you if you want to shooting like ISO 600. They also have 600 film, but usually I just use X-70 film, so it's like ISO 160. So I just open it, like press here. You see the blue button. Blue button means charging, and then I think waiting about 8 seconds, it will be red, it'll be green, and then you're ready to go. So just wait it. Let's see how long it charges. Yeah, usually it takes a long time because the battery is so small. Okay, now let's go. So the first thing we need to do is kind of you push here. So in SX-70 they have the like kind of hot shoe. So you just push here. Yeah, and then let's try it again. For the same similar situation, how long it goes. So you see, it only takes about, I think it's 1 of 250 seconds. So it's very easy for you to taking a lot of indoor portraits. And so when you finish that, it's very easy to close it. You can just pull this trigger, and then you can have a very tiny, compact, and put in your backpack. So the last thing I will do is kind of sharing my suggestion about these X-70s. So here are some pictures I took. Like maybe you not seen all of them, but I think it's very funny. Like you can have some, like this is I use the black and white film pack, and this is I using some color film pack. Most of them are using the flash drive, and this I took it from my friends, and also like for the Polaroid film, it's kind of everything is unknown. So lots of time you get some very weird result. So I can share some of like that. So this is what I got from like half of the film. Most of them like strictly blind or like very vivid, but I think it's very scientific. So it's not very clear, not like your iPhone picture. It's very clear, crispy, but it's a little bit blurred. But it's also give you a lot of artistic. So if you're liking some impressions work back to 200 or 300 years ago, so this kind of things that this film can give to you. So I really like it, and also I want to share this kind of what I use to take it. So this is a kind of landscaping. You also can use it for landscaping, so it's not bad. And actually, so I think that's what I got from this film. So one thing about I complain about this camera is that you cannot like manually control your shutter speed. So it's all depends on how this camera think which kind of speed it should have. So it's one of concerns, and also it's very expensive to buy the film. As a student right now, I don't have a lot of money to buy the film, so I can only play like once a month. I can have 1 pack of film to play with. So it's a very expensive hobby, but for the camera itself, it's very cheap. It only cost me about $80 for the first version. This is the first version. So I think if you want something you can put on your shelf as a decoration, and also if you have chance to make some memories for your friends, this is definitely the kit. And I think it's better than the Fuji. I don't have time to play Fuji, but because this have more history, the film size is a little bit larger than Fuji, and also I love the feeling of this camera. It's not plastic, it's kind of aluminum with leather, so it's kind of very fun to play with. So I strongly recommend it if you have money, if you have time, if you love instant photo. You can buy one of this and play with. Thanks for watching. Give some comments about like what's my oral English looks like, so you can give me some corrections or grammar or recommendation, and it will be rather helpful. Thank you so much. I will talk to you later. See you.